Hello class, so this is pre-algebra lesson 7-5 exponents. So the first rule we're going to learn for exponents is called the product rule. So the product rule states that if you have a number to an exponent and you multiply by that same number to another exponent, the result is that number, and then you have to add the exponents. All right, so this is the product rule here. This is what you have to follow every time you see stuff being multiplied with exponents. So an example of this, I'll just leave that there. So an example of this with numbers is, let's say we have, I'll just use 7. 7 to the 5th power multiplied by 7 to another power, let's say 6 this time. The result is 7 to the 5 plus 6 power. And then this would equal 7 to the 11th power. So when you're multiplying numbers with the same bases, so 7 and 7 that have exponents, we just add the exponents. So in this case, 5 plus 6 is 11, so 7 to the 11th power. All right, let's do another one with variables. So let's say we have x to the 10th power times x to the 8th power. So again, this is x to the 10 plus 8, which is equal to x to the 18th power. So again, two numbers with the same bases. X is the base with exponents. We add the exponents. All right, so let's say we have multiple things. Let's say we have u to the 3rd times u to the 5th times u to the 6th times u. All right, for here, it doesn't matter how many things, as long as they're the same bases, u is the base, we can add all the exponents together. So this is equal to, excuse me, so this is equal to u to the 3 plus 5 plus 6 plus 1. Remember, there's no exponent there, but that means there's an invisible 1 there. So don't forget that invisible 1. So now I just need to add up all those numbers. That is equal u to the 3 plus 5, that's 8. 8 plus 6, that's 14. 14 plus 1, that's 15. So our answer is going to be u to the 15th power. So let's say we have multiple variables, but they're all different. Let's say we have 2x to the 4th times 3x to the 6th. How do we do that? So here, each one of these things here are its own number. So we can rearrange them because they're all being multiplied together. So I'm going to rewrite this in a way that shows multiplication amongst those 4 things. So 2x to the 4th, it just means 2 times x to the 4th times 3 times x to the 6th. So these two things here, they mean the same thing. They're all being multiplied. And in the multiplication, you can rearrange the numbers and it would not change the answers. For example, 2 times 3 is the same thing as 3 times 2. Both answers would be 6. So I'm going to rearrange them. So I'm going to rewrite them so all the numbers are next together and then all the x's are next together. So there we have it. And here, we can multiply these two numbers together. this is 6. And then we can multiply that because they have the same basis. We can use our product rule. So this would be x to the 4 plus 6, which is equal to 6x to the 10th. So that would be our answer there. All right, so let's move on to one with different type of variables in the same problem. So 2x to the third, I'm gonna just draw a line there. 2x to the third times 3y to the fourth times, let's say 2y to the sixth times 4x to the second power. So here, we're gonna do the same thing we did up here. Let's go ahead and rearrange all of the numbers so that the numbers are next to each other, the x's are next to each other, and then the y's are next to each other. So I'm gonna put all these numbers next to each other. So 2 times 3 times 2 times 4. Now let's write all the x's next to each other. So x to the third times x to the second, and then y to the fourth times y to the sixth. So I used every single one of these numbers up here. I just rearranged them. So now I can multiply all of these together. So 2 times 3, that is 6. 6 times 2, that's 12. 12 times 4, that's 48. So 48 there. X to the third times x to the second power. Again, we're going to add these two together. So it's going to be 3 plus 2. That's x to the fifth. And then for the y's here, again, we're going to add the exponents together. So it's going to be y to the 10th. So when you have this big thing, don't be afraid. Just rearrange them like I did. Put all the numbers together. Put the x's next together. Put the y's next together. If there were 2 or 3 other variables, we would put it all together. And then we would use the product rule. So this is it for 7-5. I hope you guys do well on your homework. If you have any questions, make sure to email me or post a question on Google Classroom or just come into my Zoom classroom. Thank you and good luck.